Hello everyone, this is Diane. I am going to be working on my current journal that I'm writing in right now. I need to glue some decorations on the pages, so that's what we're going to be doing today. But before we get into that, I just want to give you an update on these journals that I'm making. I'm making these two. I'm going to keep one. It has not been decided which one. And the update is I was going to be making 3, but I am not up to it. I'm feeling pretty yucky today. My cold has gotten worse. I thought it was almost gone. But also I was working on constructing the pages, and you saw that video probably yesterday or the day before. And I just decided I don't want to do enough pages for another journal. So I'm limiting it to 2, and only 1 will be in my shop. So I'll tell you that. And the other update is I want to show you what I did. I told you I would be doing a lot of sewing on the pages. I glued everything together, but I went through and did sewing on all the pages that I wanted to sew on. So it just looks like I sewed the pieces together, but they were glued together, and it gives a nice funky look to the pages. There's some stitching there. So, I don't need to show you every page, but just wanted to show that to you. And the other thing I wanted to show you was I showed you what I brought home from Disney, whether it was purchased or just ephemera that I acquired while I was there. But I didn't show you the souvenirs that I brought home that don't have anything to do with junk journaling. I did get some pressed pennies. I got a set of 8, and they're still in my wallet upstairs. I forgot to bring them down. But I will put them in my journal. But I was silly, and I bought mouse ears. And the only reason I did was because this is Aurora from Sleeping Beauty. They're reversible. They have the little diadem or tiara, and she's my favorite. And so I bought these, and I wore them for 2 days. And they will be on a display here in my craft room when I figure out how and where the display will be. And I also bought a collection of pins. I figured this was probably the last time I would go to Disney, and it's not like I went a lot. I went 3 times in my life, and I was an adult the first time. Like, my kids were grown first time I went. So I wanted to buy a couple, and then I thought, well, this is my last time here. I'm just going to buy a collection. There were so many I could have bought, but I limited it. This was the first one. It's Walt with Mickey and the castle, and there's a scroll, and it said, "It's kind of fun to do the impossible." And I really liked that. I wanted 1 each of my favorite classic Disney princesses. So I have Cinderella, Snow White, and Aurora. And my son-in-law found this one, and it was so cute. I had to have it. It was all started with a mouse. It doesn't say a mouse. It just shows a mouse. That was a quote from Walt. And this opens up. If I can figure out how to open it. I know it does because it was opened. There. Isn't that cool? So there's, I don't know if you can see, but there's a picture, black and white picture of Walt right there, and Mickey there. And then some of the early Mickey characters, which I love. Steamboat Willie, the Sorcerer's Apprentice. This one with his 1930s suit. I don't know what that is. I think that's the tailor's apprentice, or maybe the tailor, the brave little tailor. That's what that is. Anyway, that's just a cute little pin. And you probably can't see it, but if I turn that just right, I can see Walt's face right there. I'll just turn it a little bit and maybe you can catch it. I can't see it in my camera. So that's cute. And then I love Bambi also. If you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. That was what Thumper said, quoting his mother. And then my daughter loves Marie from the Aristocats. And so she's my little Marie. In fact, my middle name is Marie and her middle name is Marie. My mother's middle name is Marie. So she's my little Marie and I'm Duchess. So I bought that. That was the last pin I bought. So I just wanted to share them with you. I knew you'd be interested. Now I'm going to start working in this. I've been wanting to glue this little strip of rickrack down. So let's get that done. My brother is bringing my table today, the packing table. So I came down, well, last night I cleared away the big folding table that I was using temporarily. I got rid of that and cleared the space for my new table. And he'll be bringing it this afternoon. And I'm excited for it. I'm going to leave this just as it is because I love it. With that little journaling card and a little tab there I added. So I already wrote on this page, and I thought I would maybe look for some decorations for this page. Nothing to write on, just decorations. And I have some of my ephemera here. I got out some of my digitals. I'm using a lot of digitals in this book. Let's look in here. This is the Pixie Dust Files box. I want to leave some of the calendar page showing to show that it was a calendar there. It doesn't add much color, kind of has the same red, and the gray tones kind of go with the black. So it would be a subtle effect, but I like it. I think we'll go with this. I'm not, like I said, I'm not feeling great today, so I'm not feeling like being too fussy. And I have to take my dad to a podiatry appointment tomorrow. I hope I'm feeling a little bit stronger tomorrow, but the main thing is I don't want to give him my germs because he's in a weakened condition. And I think I got rid of all of my face masks. I kept them for so long in a dresser drawer, and I don't find them now. And I probably just got rid of them when I moved, thinking, well, I don't need these anymore. So I asked my daughter if she still has hers. And she's not home right now, but she said she'll look. I can always go to the hospital. They have the paper masks in their foyer, in their lobby. And I live close to the hospital. If I felt up to it, I could walk there very easily. I don't know if I feel up to it. I'm not taking him to the hospital. The podiatrist has a separate office. She's not connected with the clinic. So that was pretty easy. Do I want to do anything on this page? I don't think so. Well, maybe I could add a little something in that space. I'm not trying to hide any, super personal stuff, but, it is my personal writing, so I have to draw the line somewhere. Maybe I'll just put that there. Again, it would be a subtle touch. It says Ladies Floral Cabinet. I love Pixie Dust Files style. If you're not familiar, it's just pixie dust files on Etsy. And I didn't want to journal on this. It's like a grocery list. I don't know why I didn't want to journal on it, but I didn't. So I don't know what to do with that. I guess I thought I would make a list on that when I came to it, but I didn't have anything to make a list of. So I could just put something I like in there. I don't know what to do with that. But here I can put something at the bottom. I'll let you look at all the beauty of the Pixie Dust Files box. I could tuck a paper doll in there, just because I like paper dolls. My dad's appointment that my brother's taking him to for physical therapy is noon. I don't know how long that will be, but he's coming here after that. And like when he made this table, he just charged me for his supplies that he purchased, not his labor. And the table that he's bringing today, he made mostly with, the tabletop was mine, the old one that he took from here. And I guess the other supplies were things he just, leftover things he had in his shop. So he's not charging me for it. He said maybe a treat sometime. So I'm gonna make, when I'm done down here, I'm gonna make some chocolate chip cookies. So he can have fresh chocolate chip cookies. Look at this. This is too big for this, but that's a cool dollhouse. And then I'll do something else. I've been promising him popovers, but I know he won't want to stick around for popovers after he takes Dad to his appointment. I think that's a little too tall. Is she the same? Yeah, they're too tall. I'll find something else to go in there. She's a littler one, but she's too small. No, she's not. She's just right. I'll just put them both in there. Okay. And that was what I wrote yesterday, and there's lots of space here. And after I make the cookies, I think I'm going to just take it easy for the rest of the day. Maybe. I might come down here and do some light crafting. Work on those books if I feel up to it. I like this digital. I think it's a digital. Put them there. This is a sewing instruction book. My furnace is making a funny noise. I don't know how much you can hear the furnace. And I also have right next to me over here a box of tickets and doilies, mini doilies, and fun things. And I need to sort through this and get these put away. They're just in an iris box until I know where I want to put them. And I think with this final piece, the table, packing table coming in, I will have the desire and the impetus to really work on getting this room organized to my satisfaction. It's hard to do while I'm still working on projects because I just want to work on the projects. That's good enough. I have this little box that's full of children from different digital kits. That's a lot of fussy cutting right there. And this one is all ladies. This is a genuine vintage merchandise ticket. Put a little vintage note paper right here so I can write on it. This will be my next place to write today. one of these tickets over on this side of the page. They come in different colors. Oh, I have a kind of a blue one there. Let's do a different color. Looking for some digital cards. They were above my head. Looks like ledger paper with mixed media on the edge. I think this might be polka dot pixels, but I am not sure. I bought it ages ago, this kit. I think I should save her, although she is a digital, but I don't need to print a whole page just to get her. But I'm gonna, I was gonna say save her for my Heidi journals, but she has wooden shoes. I don't know if they wore wooden shoes in Switzerland. I could save her for my Dutch journal. She's really cute. And I have some, oh, I know. I brought my binder over to pull something out of here. I don't have it right here at my table anymore, so I forget about it sometimes. I have a November page. Oh, where did that come off of? I don't know. these are, I believe these are Simple Stories elements that Emily sent me. I don't know if I want that there. I'll put it somewhere though. Oh, I also have all the little die cuts that I made with my new dies. Thought maybe I could put something in here. I just got a new bottle of art glitter glue. Oh no. Oh, here it is. And I need the fine spout. My Barely Arts glue, there's something wrong with the nozzle and I can't fix it. And so I'm going to use this and then see if I can pour this into this bottle. So I forgot what you're supposed to do here. Remove disc in bottle. I suppose that's what they're talking about. Tightly replace spout, do not cut. Good, I was hoping I wouldn't have to cut it. Lift off spout cover. Oh, there's a cover on it. There we go. Firmly screw on metal tip. I'm doing this with you in case you want to buy this glue and you don't know how it all goes. Comes with this little tube. It has a pin, rust-proof pin with it. I think they should give you multiples of those because they're so easy to lose. So here's the metal tip. You can see it's got a very fine point. Does this screw on? Firmly screw on metal tip. Okay. Touch the surface before squeezing. Glide on surface like writing with a pen. And then apply glitter while the writing is wet, while the glue is wet. So that's why it's glitter glue, because it's for lettering with glitter, but we use it for fine tip gluing. So I'm saving the pin, and actually I'm going to use the pin because I'm not going to replace this cap all the time. I'll save the cap though. Okay, I have a little drawer my brother made right next to me. This is the stuff that came with the Barely Arts glue. That's where I keep stuff like that, right in that little drawer. So now I'm ready to glue. Thank you for bearing with me while I did all of that. Some people they buy or they make charms that hang on their glitter glue on the pin so that they don't lose it. I bought one, and it just got so messy with glue. It was a mess. So that looks pretty. I like that. Let's see. I'm just going to put some random stuff in here from my binder here. This is a sticker. Don't forget the happy thoughts. I tend to do that. Focus on the negative, you know. And I have this little scrap of a cherry drawer liner or shelf liner. There's a bigger version of that little girl with the wooden shoes. I'll just look for a little border to put there. Let's see, I might have some borders in the back. There's one. I think I cut that out of a book. No, it's perforated. These are from wrapping paper. Can't get the piece I want. There it is. Just use my glue stick. I don't want to use the red one because I don't have very many red, and sometimes I really want a red ticket. I said I cleared my space for the table to come, but I also wanted to make sure this table here looked really good. Not like perfectly clean, because, you know, he knows I work over here, but I wanted it to be clean enough so that he could see how nice it looks in my room while I'm working. And it was pretty much of a disaster yesterday after working on all of those pieced together pages, because I had so many different types of pages and things out. But I got all that put away, so I'll just clean up this mess that I'm making before I go upstairs to make cookies. I like her, but I would have to fussy cut her more. Looks like I made copies of these from one of my magazines. None of them are fussy cut. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to look and see in my stamped things if I have a large thing with lines on it. See what's in here. Like that. Says this week. This will probably be the last page I do in this session. Where's my glue page? By the way, that art glitter glue came with a larger refill bottle too. I can leave the link for that from Amazon. And I will say, I think it's either art glitter glue or I'm pretty sure it's art glitter glue. What's the other glue I use? Fabri-Tac. It's one or the other of them that doesn't send when the weather's really cold, because it affects the consistency of the glue. This is Fabri-Tac. And this is a stamp I have from Elizabeth Craft Designs. I'm not going to link the digitals or stamps or anything because there's just too much that I'm using today. But I will link the glue. You can find some Elizabeth Craft Designs stamps and products on Amazon. I know I've ordered some from their US supplier, but I don't even know what that link would be now. All right, let's put something over here, one of these stamped pieces that I can write on. This would have been good if I put it behind her. Don't forget. Something with a little more color, maybe, like that. Yeah, let's do that. I stamped this, which is also Elizabeth Craft Designs, and it also comes with a stencil, or a die that would cut this edge out. But I didn't do that. And then I did a reverse stencil on it. I sprayed something through the stencil and then flipped it over on top of it, on top of this stamped image. Okay, so where did we start today? We started here. We did this pocket. Added that. A few pieces here. Did quite a few pages. The end. We're almost to the end of the second signature. And this book is fat. Just going to get fatter and fatter, which I love. I mean, I don't like to make them fat like that, but I like when the books fill up with all the gluing. Thanks for coming with me today. I hope that I'll feel better in the next video, and I hope that you'll join me then. I don't know what that video will be. Maybe working on the eclectic journals that I'm making pages for. But I will see you then. Have a creative day. Bye.